Hello, everybody, and welcome to Dungeons and Drams. Nice to see everybody here. This is where some of your favorite whiskey tubers gather around and play some D&D. So, I have with me tonight, we have Ed. Ed, what are you drinking tonight?
I am drinking an old classic, the champagne of beers.
Oh, no.
Miller High Life. Brewed right here in good old Milwaukee.
Awesome.
I actually do live in the Miller Valley now, so it's kind of perfect.
That should have been a commercial.
You know, at some point I'm going to have to look. You've done a lot of little commercials on this channel, Ed. You did. There was one that you were doing one similar to like Mentos, I think. I don't remember, but
yeah. We haven't made a buck off of them, but I do them anyway.
Yeah. Clifton, what are you drinking tonight?
So I went with a classic, Henrik and a 10-year. I haven't had this in a minute. This is an old bottle. I got it in like 2018, so I'm like, I need to revisit this and probably not kill it tonight, obviously, but soon.
Well, we'll see.
You could
maybe.
try.
Oh, no, we don't need a repeat of last week.
Oh, we sure do. That was great.
Cliffy led that stream, not me. I had no involvement in that one.
Awesome. So, Jason, what are you drinking tonight?
Tonight, I was in the mood for some not only some really good sherry cask finish, but some Bunnahabhain. Mm-hmm. It's getting to be that time of year. I love drinking Bunnahabhain when it gets a little bit colder out. So I broke out a limited release I had, which I totally forgot I even had this damn thing. Bunnahabhain limited release. It's a cask strength Pedro Jimenez finish.
Oh, okay, nice.
Nice.
And it is. Look at how dark that is.
Ooh.
Oh, it's all sorts of glorious.
What's the name on that?
It's all sorts of glorious. This is going to be raisiny and chocolatey, and I'm just going to want to decorate a Christmas tree like right now. So.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm guessing my choices.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, you have the champagne of beer, so you're okay.
I was going to say, as that beer typically makes you do, but...
Nice. And Molly, are you abstaining at the moment?
Abstaining at the moment, but I did make a really great apple pie over the weekend that had some wild turkey bourbon in it, more than a couple tablespoonfuls. Might have added some more in there, and it was tasty as heck.
Nice.
Oh, I bet.
You know, Molly, I should have you over. We could do like a cooking show. We'd get a lot more views if they see your face instead of mine, man. It'd be way better.
Well, I was looking up recipes too for like Christmas cookies that have a little bit of something special in them, some
nice
bourbon or maybe rum. So there's a lot of fun possibilities out there.
Yeah, I still love there was a chili I made a few years ago, and I still get comments on it frequently of people who are like, "Oh, I finally made this, and it's like so good." But
baked beans as well. I load my baked beans with bourbon, and like everyone freaks out. They like ask me for the recipe, like seriously, and I don't even cook. Like that's like the only thing I know how to cook, and people like it.
Baked beans.
Wait,
alcohol makes things better.
Did you say it's beans drowned in bourbon?
Right,
yeah.
Pretty much, right? Yeah.
And that is just, man, just hold your ass together. Here we go.
I'm from the South, man. We got it.
Yeah, beans, baby.
It's like
let
when
me
you do.
Let me ask you guys. Okay, before we get started, pinch
Sure.
hitter in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
He wrote, "Coors Banquet is better." I've always been just confused by that marketing. What makes that a banquet beer? What's a banquet beer?
Christ if I know.
Like, do you have to drink it at a banquet? Like, what is
What's
that?
the champagne of beer, though? That's equal argument. Like, what the heck is that marketing?
Right. I mean, why is it the champagne beers? Is it because of its light, crisp body?
Because you're living the high life, I guess.
Yes. Yeah.
No, there's another beer for that.
Like
oh no, it's the same beer.
Like Coors Banquet. I can only go to like this banquet hosted by some old ladies, like serving potatoes and cheese. Like I don't get it. Like I don't understand what a banquet beer means.
I mean, I'm going to that party.
That you have to be at a banquet hall.
Because you know what they have like Sam Elliott doing the voiceovers for those commercials, and he's like Coors, the banquet beer. I'm like, I don't think Sam Elliott goes to banquets. I'm just gonna bet on that.
Yeah, David has it. Marketing, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, don't worry, guys. Welcome to my wedding. It's open bar. We're serving banquet here tonight. Help yourself.
The banquet. Yeah. Welcome to the church banquet. Have some wine, or there's a banquet beer in the corner. Go for it.
Oh man.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's
Gross.
not a lot of banquets going on. People don't call their meals banquets anymore.
No, they don't.
No.
I'll have to work that in.
I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna the next dinner I have. I'm gonna call it a banquet.
A banquet,
I don't care how many people.
Dinner party? That's so 10 years ago. That's where it's at.
Yes, Molly. Yes.
It's like
So
the perfect.
I understand the thinking here.
I won't go to a party, but I'll go to a fucking banquet.
Lit.
Yeah. You know what? Within
Banquet.
a couple of days, some new person's gonna pick up some Eagle Rare and start a YouTube channel, call it the Bourbon Banquet, and make 2 videos before they give up.
Works.
I'm gonna need royalties after tonight.
Awesome. Did somebody say Smokey and the? Oh, all right, never mind. They said Smokey and the Bandit. I thought you said Smokey and the Banquet. That's
Smokey and the Banquet would have been an entirely different movie.
That's another good YouTube channel name, Smokey and the Banquet.
Smokey and the Banquet.
Stars, you know.
There you go. Somebody start it up. Let's go.
All right. Speaking of starting it up, let's get going here. So, everybody in the chat. Oh, actually, sorry. I'm drinking peanut butter porter tonight. It's got ET guy on it for some reason.
That's good on.
Yeah, Night Shift Brewery. I'm a fan.
Yeah.
Okay, so episode 28. All right. So when we last left our heroes, they had arrived in the lizard camp known as the Nest. They met the leader of the Mistscales known as Nask and were questioned as to the presence of McShweta the Gnoll. After hearing about the impending Gnoll attack, Kuto and Nask went off privately to talk, or so they thought. Knobolas pretended to go off and drop a deuce, but instead made himself invisible and followed the chief of the clan. He had a little run-in with a guard, and when the guard didn't do exactly what Knobolas wanted, he was promptly shocked, blasted, and chopped in half in order to hide the body, giving us a bit of a warning that maybe it's best to listen to Knobolas. This murder wasn't fruitless, though, as he overheard Nask chastising Kuto for undermining him. Knobolas left the inner caves and rejoined his friends, who had been investigating some strange boulders strewn around the nest. These boulders showed signs of carving by stone giants known to live on the continent, although pretty far away. The session ended with Kuto challenging Nask to Ixen Varkok, or Fire Battle, for the position of Chief of the Mistscales. Yona, the head shaman of the tribe, assumes the temporary role of chieftain until a victor has been set. We rejoin our group back in the nest as dusk is just starting to set in. However, I will ask, is there anything that you guys would like to do prior to the battle starting? Any sort of preparations that you'd like to make? Anything that comes to mind?
I mean, I feel like we should talk to a couple of people to find out exactly what happens. Is it just one-on-one? Do the people behind those people get involved in it at all? Do we need to muscle up for any reason, or is it just going to be between the two leaders vying for leadership here? So, I think we need to ask some people, I think, who sided with us. Let's do that first before we just let this shit start, because I don't want to get caught up in a battle.
It's hey, I'll lean over to the guy next to me like, hey buddy, I hit my head back in the temple. Remind me, how does chicken hardcock work again?
Yeah, the James Vanderbeek battle. How does that work? What is it?
You asked the guy next to you about chicken hardcock. So he says, it's a one-on-one battle, but sometimes people will interfere. Just don't let anybody see you.
Oh, it's like that. All right, hey,
my brother and rapier, it is me. You may have forgotten because I was a lizard, but we get to cheat. So if you see an opportunity for cheating, let's do it.
Oh, come on, Agnomeio. Okay, we could do this. Right, Agnomeio. And believe me, I know it's you. I don't forget you. Ha, ha, ha.
I love that you just always assume they forget who you are. Um,
I know. I love it. I don't know if you remember. But
I'm a lizard. I am a lizard. I don't know if they'll remember.
So this sounds like this is like some WWE, like, you know, outside the ring or some like ring interference. You could trip the guy or maybe help, but I guess we have to wait and see how the battle goes.
Sure.
Don't let the ref catch you. Is what it sounds like.
Is there a ref? Are they? Is
So-
someone?
It sounds like the temporary chieftain we might want to look out for,
Yeah.
and
So
also the other side's guys.
So as you guys ask around, you gather a little bit more information about this, and just do a quick refresh of your screen if you haven't. So as you walk around, you ask a few questions of the other lizard folk in the camp, and they tell you that the whole goal is to not get knocked out of the ring. If you get knocked out of the ring, anybody who's on the outside is able to interfere with the battle. However, people do interfere even when they're in the ring. Some shamans in the past have been able to cast some spells to do things, but basically you don't want to get caught. So you guys are kind of on the right track. The main thing is if they get knocked out of the combat circle, anything is fair game. However, you are not allowed to kill anybody. You can mess with them, or you can throw them back in, or you can hold them down, but you cannot kill them.
But no murders.
Like
No
it's like
murders.
Fight Club. This is awesome. Okay, we
Yeah.
got like Fight Club situation here.
And the fight itself is not necessarily a fight to the death, although that is typically the end result. If the loser does not die, they need to leave the clan like pretty much right then and there.
Got it. Okay. So we got to help our boy, not Nask.
Kuto.
Kuto. Yes.
Yeah,
All
we
right.
gotta help Kuto.
Knobolas got a little confused last week, but he's got it right now.
Yeah, Knobolas went off to poop in the cave, and then he just literally cut someone in half. So that was an interesting trip.
Knobolas equivalent of Cliffy is Nobby. So Nobby goes and does his own thing.
When Nabi goes to defecate, people die.
Excellent. All right. I know you guys are kind of getting back in. Looks like things are starting to get there. Alessio
Mine's
and
not quite.
Knobolas are not great.
It loaded, but now it's just a black screen for me.
Beautiful.
I'm having trouble getting the loading part done.
Yeah.
Man, Foundry.
I know.
Let
man.
me read that down
So
here.
bizarre.
Jesus.
It's trying to do a lot of stuff, but like it really comes down to I just need to fork over some money and either put it up on the cloud or get myself a new machine or both. Probably the cloud would be a good start.
How
So-
old
That's
is
why
your
you guys should check out
My-
Patreon.
well, that's-
Patreon.com/Dungeons
Help
Drams.
us out.
How old is your computer, Bill?
It's really not that old, which is what kills me. Like, I mean, you see, some weeks it's totally fine. This week, for whatever reason, it's being a pain.
Oh, it just loaded up real quick, and now I am. Okay.
So I see Agnomeio, you're in. Daffy, you're in. The stream user is in. So it's just Alessio and Agnomeio. I mean, and it's Jason and Clifton.
I am in now.
Okay.
I keep refreshing, hoping something will happen. I'm not seeing anything happen.
Okay.
Should I just let it go and not refresh?
Just let it go this time. Yeah. If something
Okay.
comes up, we'll go. So sorry everybody who's paying attention here. We'll
I'll say I can watch the stream. I can pull up the stream if that helps.
it probably will until you get in. Sure. All right, but let's keep going. So as far as the rest of the nest goes, is there anything else that you guys would like to do prior to the start of this battle?
How's everybody looking on health right now? Everybody good to go?
A-okay.
Okay.
I don't know how I'm looking. How am I looking, Bill?
You look great, Clifton. Actually, you have
Okay,
you have an extra looks like 11 temporary hit points.
Oh, that's right, because I killed. Okay,
you killed
yeah.
a guy.
Oh yeah, that's right. You got that. You got that poop powder power.
Powder.
Clifton killed a guy. Yeah, I've been meaning to talk to you about that, Clifton. You might want to lay low for a bit.
I mean, they didn't see it.
He exploded him.
That's true. That
I guess we should just gather around and team. Whose team are we on now, guys? I forgot.
Kuto. We want
Kuto.
Kuto.
Yep.
Team Kuto. Let's do it.
All right. So we'll kind of skip ahead to the fight. So the night approaches and darkness begins to descend upon the jungle. food is being brought out by several lizard folk, including Yona and a haggard-looking old man who is being dragged out of the cave by one of the lizard folk down towards where everybody's going to be gathering for the fight. So, sorry. He staggers out of the cave, being pulled by one of the lizard men. He stumbles a bit and is pulled back to his feet. He has a blank stare and seems to accept his fate. He's brought over by Yona, who produces a knife from her belt. She plunges the dagger into his stomach, and he collapses to the floor with a scream. And instantly, like animals, the Mistscales are on top of him, tearing at his arms, legs, feet, and whatever they can get their mouth on. What are you all doing?
I'm just gonna hang out by the edge of the circle, like, yeah, definitely into this. Oh yeah, yum yum yum. But I'm not actually gonna.
Yeah, same.
I don't
like
feel
your
the
plan.
need to eat this person.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gonna avoid that.
Sure. All right. So you guys kind of hang back. I would say that they don't really notice your lack of doing anything, but Elliot is quickly consumed and becomes just a splat on the ground.
Yeah.
ET is going to be upset. Okay.
It's worth noting. Talon is kind of hanging back. Booker's actually playing in the water up to the north, kind of near the giant skull. He's just kind of splashing about. He's kind of got his little snoot out of the water.
Oh, Booker.
So wholesome.
He's getting used to being a crocodile.
Yes, he sure is. He's finally learned how to walk properly. All right. All right. So Yona comes to the center of the pit here. Now that pretty much everybody is where they need to be. She says, "Tonight we have a challenger for chief of the Mistscales. We will engage in Ixenvarkak. First to leave the circle or die is the loser." Which, keep in mind what you heard. "If you survive, you will leave and enter the jungle. Losers will receive no help from the clan and must fend for themselves. Do you both accept?" And both Kuto and Nask take one step forward. They hold their weapons out to the side, strike it to their chest, and they say yes. And they both are going to roll initiative, but so are all of you.
Oh, I kind of like the sound of this. Here we go.
All right, so... Whoops. Ah, shoot. Click, 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 click. Okay.
I'm in, by the way. 90.
Yes,
finally
awesome.
loaded.
Good timing. Okay, so everybody go ahead and roll initiative. All right,
Trying.
so actually... Oh, that's all right. I'll remove Talon.
Very good.
Talon won't be in this. Cool. Okay, so according to the initiative tracker, just so that we can kind of keep track of this, we have Knobolas, Daffy, Nask, so he'll be going first, Agnomeio, Alessio, and Kuto. So Kuto will be going last. So both Nask and Kuto kind of retreat back to their corners. However, Knobolas, you do technically have first initiative. So if there's anything that you'd like to do, now's the time.
Okay, well, I just need a moment to look through things to make sure, since I just now got in.
Sure.
Yeah.
So we'll go to Daffy
You know-
for a sec.
Yeah, thank
Okay,
you.
sure. So Daffy, is there anything that you'd like to do?
I mean, I kind of wanted to support Kuto here in this encounter, and I'm trying to think of a clever way to do that. Do I still have that magical item?
Which one?
Wasn't it the crown? Although that's not really going to help.
So that makes you smart. Actually, you don't... I don't think that ended up with you. I think it ended up with Knobolas.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yep.
Well, I don't know. Maybe I'm going to say, hey, Knobolas, you still got that crown on you? Maybe you want to give it to Kuto and, like, make him extra smart and give him a little advantage here?
Good plan. When it becomes my turn, I also have something else up my sleeve that kind of goes along with that.
So you guys,
Ooh.
so you can both, or so like Knobolas, if you'd like to take your turn now, that's fine.
Okay, so I have the crown. So I was actually planning to go up and I was going to touch him on the shoulder and just kind of say, you got this. And I was going to use my guidance on him, which would give him a boost on his skill checks if needed.
Sure.
And then, but since I'm going to bring him the crown anyways, I'm going to touch his head while I'm putting the crown on and use guidance and give him the crown.
Excellent. All right, well, go ahead. What's that look like?
I'm going to be kind of discreet about it, but it's like I said, I was planning to just be like, oh, you got this. But like, I think I want him to recognize that I'm like touching him for a reason. I'm not just like being like a weirdo. So I'm going to hand him the crown and just like look him in the eye and like, you got this. And like emphasize that I'm touching his shoulder.
Okay.
While he's doing that, to like kind of draw a little attention away, I'm going to be like, give me a K, give me a U.
Excellent.
No!
All right, so
What is that spell?
so
Go, Kuto.
So Knobolas, give me a sleight of hand check. I want to, because well, actually, tell me, does your guidance does it spells take like verbal or somatic using your hands, material
It
components?
says V and S.
So it's so guidance is actually verbal, somatic, and components.
Okay.
So the components, we don't bother tracking those, but you will need to say something, which you did. You said you got this, and I think let's make a fairly low DC sleight of hand check, just to see if Yona is noticing what you're doing here.
Let's hope.
Ooh.
Natural 20.
Knobolas continuing his hot rolling.
Nice.
Oof,
All right,
That was slick.
so I'm going to give him the headband of intellect. I'm going to equip it. We're going to ignore the fact that I think he needs to attune to it, because whatever, it's more fun this way. And cool. All right, so you roll a natural 20. You put it on his head. You tell him, you got this. And suddenly he feels much better and much, much smarter. Excellent. Good call. All right, so up first is Nask. So Nask is going to... Sorry, I've got to start to battle music. Yeah. All right, here we go. Cool. All right, so Nask is going to rush forward towards Kuto, and he is going to get within 5 feet of him, and he's going to immediately pull out his trident, which he keeps, he's got in his hand. He's going to attempt to skewer Kuto with it. So, first thing he's doing here is he's rolling Lizard King. So he's using... Once per turn when the lizard foe makes a melee attack with his trident... Oh, I'm sorry. All right, so he's got to hit with the trident first. My mistake. All right, so a 22 to hit will definitely hit. That does 9 damage, so we'll start there. And once per turn, he can make the melee attack with his trident. Hits, the target takes an extra 10... well, in this case, he took an extra 6 damage. So Nask runs up with his trident, kind of catches Kuto off guard as you're placing the crown upon his head, and he just immediately impales him with the trident. Kuto looks down and he's like, shit, this is on. All right, so that'll finish Nask's turn right away. Agnomeio, you're up.
All right, so
Alessio, you're on deck.
Yeah, Alessio is after me, so Alessio, I'm gonna nudge you and be like, all right, you get ready. I'm gonna cause
I will cause a distraction. Hey, remember, it's me. Under this lizard skin, it's me. Don't forget that. Okay.
You keep telling me this, like, no, I know.
No, I just want to make sure, because I'm lizard.
Listen, you do your thing, and then when I feel it's time, I'm gonna whip out the old mage hand and freaking trip Nask with my hand, and then that'll give Kuto an open shot. Here we go.
All right, so I'm gonna run over to Yona, like, hey, Yona. What's up? I'm gonna get between her and the action. Be like, Yona, what's up with that trident? That is not a regulation trident, Yona. Yona, what are you running here? What kind of circus are you running here, Yona? Yona.
So Yona's desperately like just watching over your shoulder, like she's listening to you, but because she's got to keep an eye on the thing. Let's make
keep trying to dodge it. Like, what's up? What's up, Yona? What's up?
Let's make it deception. I think deception. Let's go with that with advantage.
Okay.
For the effort, you got
19.
A 19. All right, so she's watching over your shoulder, and you're just like, Yona, whatever. And she looks at you for a second. She says, like, cease with this. I need to watch the fight. So she does look away.
Good. Okay.
All right, Alessio.
All right. So while he's kind of keeping everyone distracted, I'm going to use my mage hand to get that spectral floating out and kind of float it around, go after Nask's leg and trip him, try to hold on to his ankle a little bit while he's trying to retreat so Kuto can recover and get a shot at him.
Perfect. Okay, cool. So your hand's kind of right behind his ankle, and assuming Kuto hits and kind of drives him back a bit, we'll see if it ends up tripping him. I like where you went with that. That's great. All right, Up next is Kuto. So Kuto is going to, he's got his Morning Star in his hand. He's going to take an attack with his Morning Star, which does not hit. So a 12 will not hit. So he's gonna take one more attack with his Morning Star, which also does not hit. So he's recoiling a bit from getting a trident in the gut, and although he's trying to swing at Nask is keeping him at distance and still driving him forward. So unfortunately, your mage hand at the moment is not in play. But that will end Kuto's turn. So Knobolas and then Daffy.
So I also have a mage hand. I think I'm gonna save it though. I think the one that's already out is in a good position. I think I'm just gonna get a little closer to get a better view on this.
Okay.
Don't want to do anything else at this point.
All right, so you're gonna so I will say that being on that side, you're gonna be observed as like kind of changing your allegiance here. The people on both sides of the circle are there on purpose. I'm sorry, I should have said that.
Okay, never mind.
So if you remember, Kuto had a
smile.
So you're just leaving.
No, I'm sorry. I didn't realize we were still standing on the side of our alliance. So I apologize.
No, that's okay. So what are you doing? You would have known that, so if that would have impacted your choice to do that, that's fine. Yeah.
I'd like to... No, actually, I'm gonna sit this one out.
Okay. Daffy, anything that you'd like to do?
I'd like to bless Kuto. Try to give him a little bit of assistance.
Oh, yeah. Bless him.
Bless him.
Yeah, hallelujah.
I totally forgot he had guidance, by the way. I don't think the Morning Star would have... could have, but that's fine.
Well, it was like it's for like skill checks. But
Oh, is it not for attacks too?
So it says roll 1d4 to add to the number rolled to an ability check of its choice.
Okay. So I think I think you're right. That could work for something else. But okay. So
I thought it'd be more like saving. If you had to do like a saving throw or something, I thought it could benefit that. But
so Daffy, I want you to check your bless spell and tell me, does that have a very visible appearance? Do we know?
I don't think so.
Doesn't necessarily have to. So it's verbal, somatic, and material, and its concentration. So you would have to do something, which means that you'll have to roll a sleight of hand to see if you are noticed by Yona, who is currently distracted.
I can continue to do my cheering.
you can do whatever you'd like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Go, Kuto!
Right.
I wasn't a cheerleader. I have no idea what they say. You want me to roll a sleight of hand?
Okay. So you're going to do that while you're casting Bless. Got it. Okay. Roll a sleight of hand with advantage since you're cheering so well. Natural 20 will do it.
Yeah.
Okay, so Kuto now has the bless condition. So he is #blessed. Cool. All right. So and bless gives him an extra D4 at your level.
Yes.
Okay. Excellent. All right. So we'll move along. So up next is Nask, who still has Kuto on the end of his trident. So Nask is going to attempt to make a bite attack against Kuto, and then a claw attack. Ooh, he's rolling really well.
Hell?
All right, so he's only going to do two damage for his bite.
All right, not bad.
Oh, I did claws twice. That's fine. He'll do claws twice. He goes //. So he does 5 damage and then 4 damage. All right, so -9. Excellent. All right, so he drops the trident to the ground and attacks him with both of his claws. So he'll have to pick that up on his next turn. Agnomeio, you're up.
I'm going to go the opposite direction of Daffy. I'm going to instead jeer Nask.
Okay.
So I'm gonna yell something really hurtful. I don't know, like, "Hey Nask, Nask, you got an ugly cloaca. Got a raggedy ass cloaca hole, buddy. Nobody wants to have your eggs because of your raggedy ass cloaca. Bitch.
I appreciate the effort. What is the intent here? Are you distracting Yona still?
I'm just trying to distract him. I'm trying to distract him from the fight.
Got it. Okay, we'll see if that factors in a little bit. Alessio, you're up.
All right, since Nask is being very aggressive, I want to see if I can get him to turn his head. So I'm going to use illusion. Now, with minor illusion, I could create a sound or an image of an object. Yep. So what I want to do is create a sound of a lion's roar, like right behind Nask, because you could do either quiet or loud.
Okay.
So I'm going to create a lion's roar to kind of project itself right behind Nask, so he thinks there's a lion that's coming into the into the camp here.
Okay. Okay, so you're gonna try to put it like back, like directly behind him, or kind of back in the woods, or in the jungle.
Kind of like not too far back, but kind of like right behind the group watching, like right over there. So
just before you do this, other people will hear this, and
yes.
Okay. All right. Just making sure you're aware.
Yeah, but Nask is facing forward. I want it to go behind.
Mm-hmm. So like over here, kind of thing.
Shield. No, not there. Behind the guy, behind the group of three over here.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, back there. So everybody has to turn around, and Kuto will have a shot to maybe get him while he's distracted.
Got it. Okay, cool. All right, go ahead and let's roll. Let's do intimidation, because your minor illusion is going to work no matter what, right? There's no save. Right. Well, actually, no. I'm sorry. There's a saving throw for him, right? Wisdom.
Yes, there is.
Okay, so first he'll make. He has disadvantage on it.
Or he just needs to. I just want to double check my guidance. Well, actually, never mind. That's the other.
That's on Kuto.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Sorry.
All right, that's okay. So we're gonna do a saving throw with disadvantage, which I think I hit the right button.
Oof. That was with advantage.
That was, yeah, you're right. All right. Oh yeah. So he rolled a 3 plus 2. So with a 5, yeah, he's gonna fail. So you make the sound of a very large lion behind the other 3 lizard folk here, who were about to start kind of doing their own thing. However, all 3 of them are going to be distracted for the next round. So they're going to be unable to help Nask in any way, shape, or form. While they kind of go look behind this rock and kind of look around to see if there is actually a lion. Cool. Good move. All right. Anything else?
No, it didn't do anything to Nask.
Not in this case. Nask heard it, but he's in combat at the moment. So.
Oh well.
That's all right. It's better than you think. All right. Kuto's up next. So Kuto is going to, so he's got Bless, so he's going to do a lot better this time, hopefully. So he is going to take his Morning Star again. He's going to make another attack at Nask. Oh my god.
What the hell?
Nask, I mean, Kuto sucks.
Maybe we're rooting for the wrong team here.
All right, well, so he can...
I think we bet on the wrong horse this time.
So he can roll an additional 1d4, I believe, which, so let's do that. 1d4. If he rolls a 4, it'll hit. He rolled a 1. Okay. So he does not like his Morning Star anymore. He's going to drop his Morning Star. He's going to take out his Toothed Dagger, and he's going to make another attack with the dagger instead.
Hey, that's better.
18. Yeah. All right. So he's going to do 3 damage to Nask. All right.
Wow.
That's going to be risky whiskey.
Yeah, right? He needs a risky whiskey. Awesome. Okay, up next is Yona. So Yona's going to make a perception check now because she's starting to suspect something's up. She's got actually, she's good at perception. So let's see. Oh, natural 20.
Oh yeah, she's going to notice.
So with a 24, I would advise against doing anything too overt this round. Okay, up next is Knobolas.
Well, that foils things. Where is she at? I'm just curious. I'm just looking at the map.
She is right here.
Okay. That's weird. Oh, there she is. I see her. Okay. I was... I'm still gonna do it. Okay, so I was also gonna use Minor Illusion, but in a slightly different way. So I knew that those other lizard folk went off to go check on that lion thing.
Yep.
I kind of would like to cast a similar sound, but not the lion, but like of what I imagine lizard folk sound like as they're being killed. So I kind of want to cause some paranoia, like thinking that all of his people are being killed outside around him.
Okay, well, you are very familiar with what lizard folk sounds like when it's being killed. So
That's not on me. Just say it, like multiply it, pitch it down, make it sound like a lot of different lizard folk are dying.
So what is your save DC against that? It'll be your say like you have to roll a DC 14 or something like that. Wisdom save.
The thing in the shield, sorry.
So you're doing minor illusion, right?
Right.
Yeah, so if you look at minor illusion, it should tell you there's a DC something. I can help you look too.
I see it says check against your spell save DC, but I don't know where that number is.
Yeah, so your spell save DC it's at the bottom. Spell DC is 16. It's the bottom left.
Okay.
I know it's the huge letters you can't possibly miss, which actually makes you miss them. Yeah. All right. So we're gonna roll once for this guy just because I don't want to roll 3 times. So it's a wisdom save of 16 or better, and he rolls a 13. All right. So so these 3 are now like fully engaged with. They're like, screw this fight. There's something going on, and they're actually gonna start investigating the woods over here. So Nask is kind of totally left without any assistance whatsoever. And Yona notices that they're gone, and she's starting to kind of be like, "What is happening?" So we'll see what that happens. We'll see what happens because of that. Anything else?
No, that's it.
All right. So Daffy, would you like to do anything?
Just a question. Are there any like little critters around, like besides lizard folk, like any small creatures that I could maybe speak to and encourage them to like mess with Nask a little bit?
Well, I would say there are like little lizards and some mice running around. There's little forest creatures, or jungle creatures, I should say. You tell me what you're looking for, and it's probably there. Because that's way more fun.
Birds?
Any birds? Well, it is nighttime, so not too many birds. But there's some bats.
Owl bears?
Bats.
Yeah,
Bats, yes. Okay.
All right.
I would like to speak with the animals, speak to the bats, and be like, hey, little buddies, could you just, like, do your screechy thingy in this guy's face and distract him, please?
I love it. So let's see. Is there... And there's no save for this. That's wonderful. All right. Cool. So let's see. So several bats hear your call. And geez, I gotta stop drinking beer. I'm just burping over and over again. So it's making a great stream. All right, so
that's the lizard folk dying, obviously.
It's the lizard folk. Yeah, that's actually what they sound like. Just blap. So, all right. So there's multiple bats flying overhead, and you kind of look up, and actually, being the woodland being that you are, you actually kind of speak a little bit of bat, and you're like, and they come swarming down. And they just flutter in Nask's face for just a second. And Nask is like, they're in my hair! And then he just kind of realizes he doesn't have hair, and he's like, wait a minute. All right. So he is going to have disadvantage on, or Kuto is going to have advantage on his next attack against Nask.
Excellent.
So, yep. Excellent.
He
Nice
needs
job.
all the help he can get, apparently, the way they're
Seriously.
Running out of ideas, man.
All right. Nask is up next, so Nask is actually, he's going to make another attack against Kuto.
Here we go. Nask is gonna roll a 28 now. Here we go.
So he's going to pick up his trident, and he's going to attack with a natural 1.
Oh, yes!
So
Take that, Nask.
So that one with its bite and one with its claws or trident. So all right, so he lunges with his trident. He misses completely, and the trident actually sticks into the stone wall behind Kuto, and it's going to be out of commission for the next round with that natural 1. However,
sweep the leg, Kuto, sweep the leg.
Nask recoils a little bit, and he tries to make a bite attack against Kuto. All right, so a 16 will hit for 2 damage. All right. So, he kind of lunges forward and he bites Kuto on the arm. All right, Agnomeio, you're up.
Seeing Yona's distraction, I'm gonna be like, Oh, or Yona.
Yona.
Okay,
Yep.
there we go.
Yona.
Yoko Yona. I'm going to be like, hey, oh, Yoda, do you think the gnolls are attacking us? Oh, we better forget all about this fight. Come on, Yona, we gotta go protect us from the gnolls. Come on, Yona, come on.
All right, go ahead and make a persuasion.
All right, come on, baby.
And she's going to make a competing insight. Oh boy.
Oh yeah.
Oh, natural one.
Yeah.
Okay. So she actually buys into it. She says, she yells at Kuto and Nask, and she says, "Pause the fight." Or that's not her voice. Sorry. Pause the fight. And they're both gonna look up, and Kuto's like bleeding on the ground, and Nask is barely hurt at all. And they both say, "What is the meaning of this?" And Yona says, "I think the gnolls are attacking." And so she's gonna start like looking around, and we're gonna stay in initiative order for the moment. But you guys tell me, we're gonna kind of break a little bit. Tell me what you're doing now. So the fight has stopped, and now everybody's looking for the gnolls.
Wait, I mean, the fight stopped, but are the rules still in play? Is what I want to know.
I'm thinking we just gank Nask right now. Just everybody just gank him.
Or we could just find a way to convince him to come out of the circle, and then he loses the game.
Oh, that too.
I mean, I don't know. Up to you guys.
You're part of it too. What are you doing?
All right. Well, I'm leading Yona away with my charismatic tomfoolery. So.
Oh yeah. She you convinced her very well. She will follow you if you're kind of like, like come this way. I think I heard him over here or something. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm come on.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah, once you do that, I'm curious if I could, because I have the ability to command, and I'm wondering, one of the common commands is flee. So I'm wondering if I could, as Yona and they're all being distracted, can I like speak directly to Nask and see if that'll work and see if I can make him flee the circle?
So you have to speak, which means anybody else in this, and they're still in this area, they will hear you say
Do
that.
they have to hear me, or do I just have to speak it?
So, that's a good question. So let's check that out real quick. I think so. This is command, right?
Yes.
Command. I'm pretty sure it says it's like somebody who can hear you.
It says
speak a one-word command to a creature you can see within range. The target must succeed on a wisdom. Oh, this strikes me as one of those gray areas, but I got a rule in the like he's got to be able to hear it, even if it's magic. He's like, because otherwise, how would that work?
I always think that's like just like magic spell shit. Like
yeah, right. I know, but
Whisper into his mind.
Yes.
I see dead people.
Can I combine my minor illusion? I can't do two things at once. Ah, damn. I was like, a minor illusion, put up voice spots, just lips off to the side and go, flee.
I love it, but no, I don't think you could do that.
Well, shoot. I've run through all my ideas of what I want to do. I still want to get a little, like, am I allowed to move outside of this area now since all of his people are gone anyways? Everyone's a little bit frantic now.
Sure, we're gonna end the combat, and people will redo initiative if we end up back in the fight. So, you guys tell me what you'd like to do, and we'll deal with like we don't need to move around and stuff, but just tell me what you'd like to do.
Okay.
So let me paint the scene for you guys for the moment. So, Kuto is currently kind of like he's still really wounded from where that the trident hit him in the gut, and he's bleeding. Nask is standing there. He's already kind of like feeling victorious, but he's not touching Kuto because that's against the rules. At the moment, Mikshweta, Talin, they're just kind of hanging out. Everybody's kind of looking around, and there's only a couple of lizard folk who are actively searching for anything going on in the woods or in the forest. My guess is if they don't hear anything or see anything fairly soon, they will get back to what they're doing. They're currently just totally in a blood rage from feeding on the human that they killed a minute ago. Like they want to get back into the fight.
Is it possible for me, because you said that Kuto's pretty hurt, can I lay hands on him?
I was just gonna say, is there anybody that has either some sort of healing thing that we could put on Kuto real quick while everyone's looking around before everyone comes back?
Yeah.
So Nask is currently in Kuto's face, like he's 5 feet from him. doesn't mean you can't do something to change that, but at the moment he would
Well, I
absolutely
mean-
see it and he would call it out.
Somebody
Well, I
needs
mean,
You know, who's gonna believe him though? And
Well, I mean, if I'm just saying, if Daffy just like puts her hand on him and just says like, "Don't worry, we still got your back," and she kind of heals him without even knowing. I mean, it doesn't have to be a big magical show like you're healed.
Oh,
All right.
We could also just do another minor illusion to distract him. We won't look at him when she does this.
So just so you guys kind of get, so if you continue down this path, they will probably break away from the fight altogether, which is fine. Like, I'm not saying that's a good or a bad thing. I'm just letting you know. At the moment, they're all kind of uneasy, but Nask and Kuto are not invested enough in whatever's happened to actually leave the circle, because whoever leaves the circle first will lose. The rest of the people are looking around. So, yeah.
Okay.
What's the order of fighting right now? Knobolas went. Now who's next?
So we killed the initiative order at the moment. So if the fighting
Okay.
starts up again, we'll re-roll initiative.
All right, guys. Well, obviously there's no attack happening right now, so we need to somehow find a way to heal Kuto and distract Nask.
I have an
And
idea.
then, because everyone's going to come back and the fight's going to start, and then this fight needs to come to an end. So
Here we go. I got something.
Okay. All right.
All right, I'm gonna pop back on the wall like, "Hey Nask, what are you doing? There's a gnolls are attacking right now, and you're standing around with your cloaca in your hand, your raggedy ass cloaca. Come on, man, come help us fight. What are you doing? Just standing around." And then I'll do a crotch chop just to drive the point home.
So I'm thinking deception.
Okay.
But let's go
works for
deception.
me.
It's gonna be a fairly high DC, because
Fair enough.
if you're convincing him to abandon this fight, we'll see what happens. Go
Well, I
ahead.
mean, all we need him to do is turn around.
Yeah,
So-
he just has to be paying attention to me. If he
I
leaves
see.
the fight, that's a bonus. That's just
Okay.
a bonus.
All right.
Yeah.
So we'll do this then. The DC will be 12 to get his attention. For every 3 you
Can
go
I
up,
come up and
it will take
help
extra
him?
time of him paying attention to you. So let's do that. So go ahead and roll deception.
I like that.
Can I guidance him to help the roll?
Yes.
Ooh.
Okay, so you get to add a D4 on top of whatever you roll.
Sweet, thank you. All right, so rolling deception. Come on, baby. Oh,
right, so that's a 9.
Come on, D4. Roll it.
Oh, you got a
That's a
12.
12.
So
Wait,
he
12?
does look over his shoulder at you for the briefest of second. Daffy, I would say if you wanted to, you could probably pump about three points of healing into him. That's about all that you're going to get with a 12.
Get him.
better than nothing.
Better than nothing.
All right, so we'll do that. I'll give him an extra 3. All right,
Okay.
cool, nice. So Nask turns around and he says, "Shut up! My cloaca's fine." Title of the episode right there.
At least we found this insecurity we can
My
play.
cloaca's fine.
My cloaca's
Not
fine.
what your lady friend said or man friend. I don't know what we are. We're all just lizards.
Awesome. All right, so last call. Anybody want to do anything in the next little second? Otherwise, Yona's gonna roll a check to see if she's coming back to the fight. All right,
Yeah, I think. Yeah, let's get her back.
so let's go ahead and she's gonna do a quick investigation just to see if she thinks that there's still a threat. She does actually. So you guys have one more round if there's anything that you'd like to do.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
and yep.
Man.
Oh, wait, no. Nah, I don't want to do that. No. Okay, so I was thinking about using a minor illusion, but last time that didn't work. I was going to have it sound like her screaming for help and see if you would go help her, but that
Yeah.
might be too much.
She hasn't walked too far away either, so
Okay.
that would be
yeah.
probably weird. Okay, last call. Cool.
Yeah, I don't have anything to offer, unfortunately.
I'm trying.
All right.
I'm trying my best.
So Yona's gonna say she's gonna tell everybody to kind of get back to the pit. She's gonna say, "All right, the fight is back on," and everybody's gonna wander back, and we will restart. Let me get everybody kind of in initiative order here. This time, Yona's going to be in initiative from the start, though. So, where are you, Knobolas and Agnomeio? There you are.
I'm going to make a very vulgar gesture to the other side's lizard folk as we leave.
Holy shit. Oh, I think I just rolled for everybody. Oops. Whatever. We'll just do that. Sorry about that. Actually, you know what? No, go ahead and roll your own initiatives if you want.
Okay.
If you can.
Okie dokie.
It's fun to roll dice. I don't want to take that away from you.
It is. I enjoy it.
Let me, let's do this.
Oh, it's not rolling. Are y'all
Yeah.
rolling?
Not going.
All right, let's do this. Go ahead. All right, so Daffy, you are up first, I believe. Yep. All right, so Daffy, Alessio, Knobolas, Agnomeio, Kuto, Nask, Yona. All right, Daffy, you're up. Now keep in mind, you guys just did stuff, so if you want to just skip your turn, that's fine, but I'm not going to. Do whatever you want.
I'm skipping my turn. I'm going to stick to just observing and cheering and keeping my fingers and toes crossed.
Sure. So Nask and Kuto have retreated back to their corners, by the way. So, Alessio, where is your spectral hand at the moment?
It's actually hovering behind Nask. I was going to poke him in the eye during the battle.
Okay.
I mean, honestly, yeah. I'm just going to friggin' poke him in the eye.
Okay. So you're going to do that like right now?
Well, they're not fighting yet, so I can't do it now.
Okay. So something that you could do is if you want to, you could ready an action, which means like you basically set a trigger. So you could say like, when Kuto makes an attack against Nask, I want to poke him in the eye, or something like that.
Okay, so I'm not sure what the order is.
So
is it
Daffy,
is
Alessio,
Kuto or Nask will be attacking first.
Kuto will be going first.
All right, so when Kuto attacks Nask, I want to blind him.
Okay. Cool.
That's my action setup.
Perfect. All right. So we will do that. All right. So up next is Knobolas.
So, okay. Tell me if this makes sense.
Sure.
I have an ability called Enemies Abound, which lets you reach into the mind of one person, and it forces them to do an intelligence saving throw. And basically, if they fail that, they're unable to tell friend from foe. So they see everyone around them as an enemy. So I kind of want to see if that will frighten him and spook him enough to go after someone outside of the ring versus Nask. Does that make sense?
It totally does.
Shit.
Whenever the affected creature chooses another target, creature as a target must choose a target at random from among the creatures it can see. Okay, so it'll choose somebody at random, or other ability it's using if an enemy okay, so yeah, I like it. If you want to, so it's a verbal and somatic. So you're going to be speaking and making gestures with your hands, which is something that people could see. So that's up to you, because you'll want to roll a sleight of hand check to do it successfully against Yona's perception. If you want to do that. But if you fail,
Oh, what was that? Sorry.
I was just going to say, if you fail, there's repercussions. So, I mean, you guys have gotten very lucky so far. Nobody's seen anything. Not lucky.
Right.
You actually have been all very, very creative.
Well, I mean, without that lucky, I mean, we're standing behind Kuto and he can't fucking roll shit.
I know, right?
I just would like to just
beefy boy.
Wait.
Yeah.
I just want to make like a creepy fucking like screeching noise, just like and like
okay,
and like
yes.
And just distract the hell out of him when I do it.
Okay. All right. So you're totally
sorry.
So you're just doing that as far as like you personally are doing that?
Yes.
All right. So that's a 14. Make a let's see, what can I have you even roll for
I
that?
thought you said I had to do a sleight of hand check. I can do that.
Well, so you're not using a spell, and the sleight of hand was if you wanted to do that spell. Is that what you were doing? Maybe I'm misunderstanding.
Yeah, that's how I had to cast the spell.
I thought you decided against it when I warned you, and I thought you okay. Sorry.
Oh no! I didn't.
So you are doing
for it.
You're doing the spell.
I'm doing it. That's just the noise I make when I'm doing it.
Okay. Well.
And by doing it, let me elaborate. I mean the spell, not anything.
Got
else.
it. Okay. Thank you.
I like that you're just like, I can't be warned. I'm going to do it. I don't listen to good sense.
All right. So click on the Enemies Abound spell. And let's see what the spell save DC is. I'm sure it's a DC.
Do I need to should I target him for that?
Sure. All right, let's get some battle music going again.
Yeah.
Don't be talking about my cloaca.
Raggedy ass cloaca.
Raggedy ass
All right, so
cloaca.
a 16 intelligence saving throw. Ooh, an int. All right, so he's not great at those. Oh, but he makes it.
Oh, what the? Oh, I can't risky whiskey it, can I? That doesn't count.
Wait, does he have a disadvantage for it? No, he doesn't have a disadvantage on anything.
Dang.
Sorry. All right, so he
Can't risky whiskey it?
You can absolutely. Yep.
Oh.
Yeah,
Cheers.
you know what? Yeah, what the hell? We'll expand risky whiskey to make somebody be able to rethrow a saving attack. I like that, or a saving throw.
All right.
All right, so an int saving throw, normal, much better. All right, so so Nask is now frightened, or no, he's not frightened. Sorry, he is going to pick somebody at random, and he is going to attack them instead on his turn. So I will let you know how that plays out, but it's not his turn yet. All right, Agnomeio, you're up.
Well, having just heard what Knobolas was doing behind me, I'm just gonna take a step back. Take a little step back, right on over here, and
All right.
just wait,
Okay, cool. Up next is Kuto. So Kuto, feeling like he is not in the winning position of this fight, he's actually going to use the Jaws of Semuyana, which is an ability that he has. So let's see how this goes first, and then I'll tell you what it does.
Wow.
Yeah, so he does, needs to make a DC 13 dexterity saving throw. Okay, so let's see, and then I'll tell you all about it. Oh, come on! Gosh darn it. He's got, the blessing wouldn't matter. Okay, so Kuto kind of like stands up straight, and he summons these giant spectral claws which encompass Nask and bite down on him. However, Nask just ignores it, and they dissipate before they actually stab into his body. That sucks, man. That was a big one. All right.
Yeah, but I poked him in the eye, dude.
Okay. Yes, you're right. You sure did.
Oh yeah, because he attacked.
All right.
He did attack.
So we'll do one more. Yep. Thank you. I'm so glad you said that. I was trying to think. I'm like, I thought there was something. Okay. So we'll do one. Oh, that one.
Oh, no.
Oh, it's even better.
It's even better. All right.
Well,
so the third.
Wouldn't the poke allow Kuto to attack with advantage? No. Okay. Just saying.
Well, it's a spell save DC. It's not an advantage thing.
Oh, it's a spell save DC.
Yeah, I know. All right, so Nask is
so salty.
I know. I'm upset too. I want Kuto to friggin' at least get a hit in. Jeez. All right,
I
so
just find it fascinating how every roll for Kuto sucks and every roll for Nask is amazing.
I know. Well, Nask is a much superior creature. All right.
Yeah.
So speaking of which, Nask is looking right at Kuto, and he's kind of throwing in his face the fact that didn't work. He says, your god has forsaken you, and he's not going to help you. And he's going to run up, and he's going to stab him again with the trident. Okay.
Even though he's randomly attacking.
I was going to say,
Oh,
wait a minute.
jeez,
He has to randomly attack.
I'm
I was
so-
gonna say.
I'm so glad you guys.
He has to randomly choose.
Nope. You are totally right. You're totally right. Okay. So how many? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 people. So 1d10. So he's going to roll a 1d10, and he's going to attack the fifth person from the left. So McShweta, Talin, Alessio, Kuto, Yona. So he's going to charge at Yona, and he's going to do the same thing. He's going to charge at Yona. He's going to take his trident, and he's going to attempt to stab her.
The hell?
He does not hit, which, yeah, even with she has a 13 AC. And she's going to say, Nask, what are you doing? And she's actually going to kind of step out of the way as Nask gets just to the outside ring of the circle here. And he's going to make a second attack against her with his bite, which will hit. And it's going to do 6 damage to Yona.
He's lost his mind. He's lost his mind.
You can't be a
This
leader.
can't lead us.
Yeah.
So up next is
Attacking our own.
Up next is actually Yona's turn, and she is going to entangle Nask. She's going to say, Nask, what is going on? She's going to cast Entangle at him. Actually, pretty much just this whole area here. Attempting to slow down everything going on. So now Entangle is cast on that area, and strength saving throw. Alright, so everybody in this area will move slower when they are moving other than making a strength saving throw. Okay, so that will... Yona's actually going to make kind of a retreating move here, which will grant Nask an opportunity attack against her. So he's going to attempt to claw at her. Oh, she's too close. All right. Which will do... Oh, his claw actually hits multiple people. So, Agnomeio, you're kind of caught in the crossfire here, potentially. So it was a 15, which... Does not hit you, but it does hit Yona. And it's going to do an additional 4 damage to her as she's making her way backwards. Okay. Up next is Daffy. He is still within the circle, so the fight is still not over.
And his health is still not great, or...
His health is still... He's about a 3/4 health. He's still looking okay.
Okay. I can't think of any other way I can directly support him because he's rolling so terribly. Can I roll for him?
And remember this: the spell that I have on Nask lasts for a full minute, so I would imagine the thing would happen again. So maybe we should get a little bit further away so he can get outside of the ring to attack us.
That would make sense.
How would you say that in a way that wasn't so obvious?
I'll look it over at Daffy and just say like, "Hey, let's back off and like step back."
Okay.
Backing up.
Back it up, just back it up, just back it up.
All right, so Daffy, Alessio...
I look at you making the hand motion. I'm like, you want me to suplex him? You want me to...
All right, so actually...
out of the gutter.
So Daffy, Alessio, Knobolas, and Agnomeio, all 4 of your turns are in a row. So all 4 of you can kind of act and do what you'd like to do.
Okay, yeah, we'll just back up and just be like,
okay.
Whoa!
Cool. And he already used his reaction, so he can't attack you. So Kuto, seizing the opportunity here, he's actually going to charge at Nask, and he's going to attempt to shove him. So he's going to get over here, and he's going to make a strength check. He does have Bless, so he's going to be able to add a D4 to it. And that will be against... Let's see. So that's a 10. All right, that's a 12. Plus roll 1D4. So he's got a 13 against Nask. Let's see his strength saving throw. Oh, come on.
What?
It's tough. They are not equal combatants. All right,
Rigged.
so Kuto runs over, attempts to tackle Nask, but Nask just stands there and kind of takes it. Kuto is also going to he's going to just roll to see if he gets his... No, he doesn't. So he doesn't recharge his move. All right, so Nask is up next. Nask needs to attack another 1d4. Roll 1d10. Sorry.
Guess what he
10.
rolls? 25.
2. So he's gonna rush Talon. So he's gonna run over here. She's not even here, and he's gonna make a trident attack against her, which does not hit.
Wait, but where is she though? Like, why is she still staying in the?
What's the matter?
Is she okay? I don't see her, but okay.
Well, she's not.
She's
in
over
combat,
behind this wall here.
She's over here.
No, wait, I don't actually see her. She's not on my screen.
Oh, that's funny.
Rigged.
Okay.
Rigged.
Rigged. All right, so he made a trident attack against her. It didn't work. He can't reach her with his bite because the wall's kind of in the way. So Yona's up next, and she's actually... What the hell would she do? I feel like she's gonna take the sacred battle thing here over even the fact that she got hurt. Something's clearly wrong, but that's not... He hasn't left the ring yet, so she's gonna kind of get back over here and just stay a little further away. All right, so Daffy, you're up.
Again?
I know.
That's how I feel every time.
Oh, God. Headache.
This is going much different than I expected.
Yeah, it's just taking a long time. Jesus.
I can't possibly imagine what you expected, but okay.
Not to roll like shit on every Kuto roll.
He's a sad little pangolin boy.
He is.
Can I persuade Kuto to roll better?
Hey, you know what? Roll high enough and I'll give him advantage on his next attack.
Hey, that's something.
Oh, there you go.
All right, come on.
Well, that's something.
All right. He's got advantage on his next attack. He says, yeah,
Nice.
I should roll better. All right. We
I
got
can do it.
Alessio, Knobolas, and then Agnomeio. Do you guys want to do anything?
Oh, God. I don't think there's anything left to do. I mean, is my mage hand still out there?
Sorry,
Like, I cast
I
it,
have to throw this out here.
another one.
Pinch hitter whiskey says the DM expected his dice not to go colder than Nask's Cloaca.
Yes.
That was great.
Shaboom.
All right, I'm sorry, Novelist. What's up?
No, I was just saying. Well, he was saying the same thing. Like, I also have a mage hand. Like, I wonder if we can like use our mage hands together to kind of like, like, can we like shove and trip at the same time and make him fall out of the ring?
You could certainly try.
I mean, what do you say? Do you say we do that?
You want to try to make him fall out of the ring?
So what? One of the mage hand shoves and one trips him, so he falls because he's over at the edge near Talon right now.
All right, we can do that. We want to combine forces. I'll grab his ankle and you push him up high, and maybe we can make him fall out.
Let's go for it.
So actually, sorry. So mage hands actually can't attack. So like the shove would be a problem. The grabbing of the ankle I was willing to go with, but I don't think I wanted to make it happen, but it says like specifically it can't make an attack.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. I see that now.
What if my mage hand punches Kuto in his cloaca?
Well, that wouldn't be good. You want Kuto to win.
Wait, but
I'm
wait,
sorry.
can we
Punch
each
Nask
grab...
Nask in his cloaca.
You could both grab his
Wait, hold on.
ankles
We
if you
have
want.
two mage hands.
Yeah.
Couldn't we like both grab an ankle and like have him like frozen in time, like where he can't do anything?
You could both grab an ankle, and that will
I
certainly
like
give
that
him.
idea.
That will factor into the next attack if that is what happens.
All right. I think we should do that. Let's go for
Yeah.
it.
Okay. All right. Cool. So we'll skip ahead. Nomio, did you want to do anything?
Well, as long as everybody's busy with the fight, I think Agnomeio is going to go get engaged in some regular old hooliganism. Because I still got a beef against these lizard people, and I'm seeing an opportunity to go punch some folk. So I'm gonna go run over here,
All right.
and I'm just gonna run over and just cold cock this lizard folk.
Nice. Go for it.
All right, so I'll do an unarmed attack.
Love it.
Oh, not that good. Only a
Not
13.
gonna hit, unfortunately. No, you don't have any
too
bonus
bad.
or anything. Oh well.
Oh, well.
So you walk
I get
over.
two attacks though. I
Oh
forgot.
yeah, you sure do.
because
So why not?
I'm gonna punch him again, just like ha ha.
Yes.
Oh,
Oh,
even
much-
worse.
Yeah. You
That's
kind of
okay.
you're a little slow. You just, I don't know. The lizard body's still not
Sorry, you had
quite
something on your
familiar.
face. I was getting it off.
Right? Yeah. He does look at you, and he's gonna enter combat now. So
Yeah, all right, come on, bring it.
awesome. All right, up next is Kuto. All right, Kuto, seeing the opportunity of Nask, is going to try again. He's actually going to first. He's going to run over here. He's going to make a another tackle. Like he's going to try to shove him. He's going to make a strength ability check. Normal. Oh, sorry, with advantage because you guys are holding him.
Yep. Don't forget to grab the ankle.
19. All right. Plus, he's going to add the extra D4. Roll 1D4. That's a
go.
D43. Hold on. Sorry. D4. All right. So he's going to add 2. So he's going to get a 21 to strength. So Nask is going to have a saving throw. This will just be normal, even because the other guy got advantage. 20. 21 to 20. So Kuto pushes Nask, and Nask goes ass over tea kettle over the wall here and falls out of the ring. At which point,
Oh!
Finally.
At which point, Yona walks into the circle, and she holds Kuto's hand up, and she says, "Our new chieftain, Kuto!" And several people are happy about it. The few others, one of them is engaged with Agnomeio, but a couple are not. But they kind of they walk away. They don't have to leave. They just have to, suck it up a little bit. Kuto needs some healing though. He's hurting.
All right, I can do that.
All right, so Daffy's gonna walk over, and Kuto, he's holding Yona's hand, and Yona says, "We will have a ceremony in the morning and give you your crown." All right, so
What's happening with Nask?
So Nask is at the moment. Nask is on the ground. He's very confused because he's still under the effects of your thing. So as he stands up, he's actually still gonna make another attack. So thank you for the reminder. 1d10.
That's not what I was intending to remind you of, but okay.
That's all right. Funny enough, he's actually going to attack Talon again.
She's going to kill me when she gets back.
That's all right. So he is going to attack her with his trident, which is going to be a normal attack. So he does 6 damage to her, but also...
She's like, I'm not even there.
I know. That's her fault. So, and then he's going to use his skewer attack on her, which does a whole lot more damage when he hits. So another 11 damage on her. Okay. Now, is that thing that you're doing to him, is it a concentration?
Yes, it was, and it was for 1 minute, so like...
Okay. So you could drop concentration at any time, which will make this all fail. However, being as how Clifton didn't remember that, I'm going to let Knobolas...
No, it's all good. No, it doesn't hurt that happened, because I'm going to see that happen, and I'm going to go over there, and I want to attempt to walk him out of the air. Like, he's done. He's banished, right?
Yes. Yep, he needs to leave immediately.
Yeah, so I'd like to walk him out.
Okay. All right. Does anybody else have anything that they are planning on doing at the moment?
Nope.
All right.
I'm going to flip off this lizard folk and then be like, I'm going to see you later, motherfucker.
Nice. So, let's delete this thing, get it off the map. All right, so Nask, he stands up and he's like kind of shaking his head. I don't know what happened. Something happened. Yona, there was something happened. This was not a fair fight. Yona is standing there bleeding from when Nask had hit her, and she walks over and she says, "You know the rules, Nask. You must leave. I am sorry, my friend." And the rest of the tribe just kind of doesn't pay him any mind. He doesn't have a friend in the world at the moment.
Except Knobolas
Knobolas.
Knobolas would like to lead him out.
Okay. All right. So he's gonna exit down to the southwest. You guys can kind of have a moment to yourself if that's your intent.
That is the intent.
Okay. So as you walk him, he actually has to leave the trident because that's a symbol of the station that he has. But he does pick up his shield, and he picks up a hand axe from the ring, and he starts walking off, and right next to you. What would you like to say? Or do?
Okay. Oof. Gotta get in roleplay mode. Okay, all right. So, I'd like to say, so, how did you feel about that?
What do you mean, how do I feel? Are you just here to taunt me?
Did you feel any kind of forces working against you?
What are you getting at?
Because there are higher plans for you that I'd like to talk to you about.
Okay, I'm listening. At the moment, you guys are out of earshot of the rest of everybody. So
Oh, yeah.
I would hope so.
We have no idea.
All right, yeah.
Yeah, I know you're in the middle of the thing, but you're gone at the moment. Like, you can have total privacy.
There's a reason you lost tonight.
What is that?
You are chosen by a very powerful being to serve him.
Not you.
No, of course not. I am far better than that. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm not gonna say that. No, but he has chosen you to be his follower.
Who is this being?
look around, make sure no one's listening, and I'll say, Solgradan.
Solgradan. How do I talk to this Solgradan?
Well, as you have no further purpose here, I mean, you have no friends, everyone's abandoned you. I think now, I mean, what's left for you other than to devote your entire soul and being to this leader who can use you and exalt you and make you very, very powerful in another world?
Is there anything else that you want to say to him? He's thinking this over at the moment. The timing seems very suspect to him. I'll be honest. He's not an idiot. He's actually got a pretty high intelligence, so the timing is a little suspect, but he's susceptible.
I mean, how else could the battle have gone that way unless someone had other uses for you?
Well, perhaps you interfered. Perhaps it was rigged.
I'm just a messenger. I had no idea what was happening. I don't even know why I'm here. But also, like, yeah, no. No, it wasn't me. Or my friends.
Tell this Solgradan to get in touch with me. We will talk.
My people call your people.
And how would he do that? You've been banished. Like, where can we find you?
If he is as powerful as you say, he should be able to. And then...
Okay, well,
Yeah.
you're
Fair.
on your own at this point.
All right, and he's walking out. He's gone. Okay, cool. Good job, guys. So...
I'm gonna come over here and dance around with Kuto like, yeah, bro, good job, bro.
And Kuto, he looks very happy actually, but he's like, oh no, I'm very sore there. Don't touch me there. I'm very sore.
Don't touch my cloaca.
So, about an hour goes by after the fight, and Kuto's kind of reveling, or what did you call it? I guess everybody's enjoying some revelry. There are drinks. There's a drink that the lizard folk make. Doesn't have a name, but it is quite frothy and quite pungent. It doesn't smell very good, but it gets the job done. Anybody interested in
An IPA.
Think
Only
more
an
like
IPA.
absinthe
Yeah,
with an egg
why
white.
not? Why not?
Oh, God. Okay, I'm in.
Wouldn't be the first frothy thing I've drank.
Yeah, why not? I'm kind of thirsty after all this action.
Daffy, are you imbibing?
I'll let them try it, and if there's positive reactions, then I'll imbibe.
All right. How about the three of you guys roll a Constitution saving throw real quick?
I think Daffy's a lot smarter than we are.
What are we saving? I thought we were just imbibing.
Oh, you drinking some weird shit? It's a very
Yeah.
low DC.
17.
What are we rolling? I'm sorry.
Constitution save.
Constitution save.
Constitution. Okay.
Uh-oh, I rolled a 6. I'm going to change back to my former self.
So, Alessio, any interest in a risky whiskey?
Yeah, sure. I haven't used one tonight. Cheers.
Sure. All right, so we got a
Risky
Agnomeio,
whiskey.
Agnomeio 17, Knobolas 13, and Alessio. Oh no!
Oh,
A natural one.
God.
All right, so Alessio, you take a sip and just you don't get sick, but you do you're not drinking or eating anything else tonight. Like it's just sitting in your stomach, and you could feel it. Like you feel like maybe like the froth from the egg yolk. Maybe it wasn't actually like a fully non-fertilized egg. Like there was something moving in your drink. You didn't like
no,
it at all.
my buddy Sal. Salmonella just came by to see me.
It was very, very, very gross, but you don't get visibly sick. So Daffy, any interest? The rest of the group seemed to enjoy it, except for Alessio.
After seeing what Alessio found in his drink, I'm just like, I'm good.
Fair enough. All right.
A little tadpole in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the babies got in it.
Oh,
Not
that's a
into
good.
that.
I wish I thought of that.
That's an awful visual, but a great description, if that makes any sense.
It's probably a little cloaca garnish.
Oh.
All right. So a little while more goes on. Everybody's having a great time. They're celebrating Kuto's victory here. And then you start hearing the sound of drums.
Uh-oh.
And you hear a horn sound.
Oh, shit.
Oh, here they come.
You look to the top of the waterfall to see a crazed-looking knoll.
Uh-oh.
Sorry.
Booker, come here, boy. Booker.
Right here. Sorry. Jeez. All right, you look to the top of the waterfall and see a crazed-looking knoll. He's holding a javelin above his head. He's got giant pauldrons with bloody spikes protruding from them. The skulls of lizard and humanoid alike adorn the spikes, and you see a frayed rope draped over him. His eyes are glowing red, and his armor seems to be billowing this black smoke just repeatedly off of him. He's almost enveloped in the stuff. There's a group of gnolls standing at his back, and they all are holding longbows. They draw the bow, and McShweta looks up, and she says, pew pew, as they all loose their arrows. And that's where we're going to end tonight.
Oh.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining us here on the. I do it every time on Dungeons and Drams. I haven't even freaking put out a video in forever, and I still say it. All right. Thank you everybody for joining us here on Dungeons and Drams. Make sure that you check out the Patreon. We've actually been putting up quite a bit of behind-the-scenes content. If you are interested in that kind of thing or want to learn more about this, as well as have a private channel in the Discord, the Patreon is where you want to go. There's also other links in the description below to join our Discord and visit the different various places on the internet for the whole cast here. So I do want to say thank you to the cast, Ed, Molly, Clifton, and Jason, for joining us here tonight and having an awesome time. So thank you.
Right. Thank you for running it, man.
Yeah, good one tonight.
Thanks. All right, everybody. I hope you have a great rest of your night, and cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys.